I'm glad that Camron made this video because it's very important for us to understand that just having respect will take you far in life.
For those New Yorkers that don't travel a lot, we always think we're the toughest, coolest. Nobody in the country is more tougher than us, no more than us, et cetera, et cetera. New York's the best, da, 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 da. That's our mentality when we go places, and especially if we've never traveled before. And I'll make this a quick story. One time, I'd do an interview at the radio station in Miami. Everybody couldn't get in. They went off to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Zeke walks in Kentucky Fried Chicken and tell niggas, move, New York's in the building, we ordering, and tell some 3 niggas get out the way and ordered it. And he ordered their food, and when they went outside, they trapped the car off and pulled out 2 AKs on them and carjacked Duke and Zeke and Salt and everybody else. But they really just wanted, Tito tried to give him his jewelry, everything, because, you know, they had the upper hand. And they said, no, we only want his chain, talking about Zeke. New York niggas who never traveled be thinking, oh, we in sunny Florida. There's nothing gonna happen to us here. It's sweet over here.
Now, I really appreciate this video. I appreciate y'all tapping in. And what I wanted to say about this video is, a lot of times we think so high and mighty of ourselves and our greatness that we forget to show respect to others. And a lot of times we think that we rule the world, and we're forgetting how big the world actually is, you know? And respect will take you a long way. And I'm glad that Camron made this video because it's very important for us to understand that just having respect will take you far in life. Now, a lot of us think that no one can challenge us. Listen, no champion stays on top forever. If you look at boxing, football, basketball, any sport, the champion is never the champion forever. There's always going to be someone bigger and badder and greater than you are that comes and claim the title that you hold. Now, the only reason I would ever have a firearm is for the protection of my family, right? To protect my family and protect myself when I'm out and about. If I'm living in a state that allows me to carry it, it's only for protection. But a lot of times we think that we're the only ones with it. Or when they made ours, they stopped making them. That's not true. Now, I migrated from New Jersey to North Carolina, right? And one thing that I realized is in New Jersey, it would be illegal for me to have a firearm because I'm not approved to have a firearm. There are people that legally have firearms in New Jersey, but for me, it would be considered illegal, okay? And I would go to prison if I'm caught with a firearm. But in North Carolina, it is legal for me to have a firearm. And guess what? I could have as many firearms as I please. I could have a whole closet full of them, all kinds, semi-automatics, revolvers, you know, rifles, whatever that I choose to have, it's totally legal. Now, am I gonna go crazy being that I come from a place where it's illegal and now I'm at a place where it's legal? Am I gonna go crazy? No. And lose my mind? No. And do foolish things? No, because I'm not naive. I do understand that before I got here, there were people that were already here. And let me tell you something, right? When I first moved on my street in a town that I lived in before I live now, right here in North Carolina, my neighbors just assumed that because I was from Jersey, I had a whole house full of guns. I didn't tell them I did, or I didn't tell them I didn't. But one thing I did think about is I said to myself, I said, damn, I'm probably the only one on this street that doesn't have one. Excuse me. I said, I'm probably the only one on this street that doesn't have one. Because they all think I got a house full of them because I'm from Jersey, and they look at the news and they hear things about how things go. And I didn't even have one. But after that point, I exercised my right. And now I can have as many guns as I please. But also, again, I'm not naive. One thing I noticed about as far as a difference in North Carolina and in New Jersey, guns are not plentiful as they are in the South. Okay? So, if someone owns a firearm in New Jersey and it gets into an altercation, if the wrong person has that firearm, then things can get messy, ugly, dirty, and deadly real quick. Because a person is really trigger happy more than a person in North Carolina. See, a person in North Carolina understands that everybody got a gun. So if you know, well, I'm not talking about you, or I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about me. If I know that everybody got a gun, and I know that it's a lot of people in this state that feels the same way that I do, if everybody got a gun, then people are more willing